All right, so the price of Bitcoin did get a nice little pump throughout the last few hours and tested Friday's highs. Now, where we are getting this rejection is from a level that we mentioned on yesterday's video update. We mentioned the weekly level, which was slightly above the Friday highs. Now, this level was smashed. Throughout the last few hours, we did not get any reaction whatsoever from the weekly. We just created a really nice pump here, as you can see. And the level that got the rejection on lower time frames was that monthly level to get into that beautiful short trade, stop loss above the high. The price has already dropped over $1,000. Now, this is the kind of trade that you would want to maintain some open. Your stop loss is here. You can be defensive already in that short trade. This could definitely be the higher time frame top, all right, throughout the last few weeks uptrend, right? And we are going to get that pullback of a few $1,000s. So yes, take some profits, be defensive with your stop loss. You're running a free trade right now that could get you some really good profits in the next coming days if we are going to start correcting down very aggressively. Now, in this episode, we're going to talk about several scenarios because yeah, it is very disturbing that this could be a local high right now. We could get a pretty decent pullback in the coming days, breaking the channel, right? You're in a great short position. We're going to analyze the different scenarios on a higher time frame, right? Levels of support. If we're going to start breaking down here, I'm not that interested right now in long positions if we are going to correct down. And the main reason why is because Friday highs have been tested. However, we haven't tested the highs here from August at $65,000. Is there a possibility in finding some support, get stopped out at break even from that short trade and form another high, getting above 65K and then getting a major corrective move throughout the next coming days? This is what we're going to talk about in today's episode, legends. Just a quick reminder, the World Series of Trading on Bybit is starting in October. Now, registration starts from the 1st of October. And if you haven't got a Bybit account to join my team, you got the most exclusive bonus down below, up to $30,000 deposit bonus. Check it out. It is the link down below in the description. If you cannot trade on Bybit, you do have Bluffin, which is a no KYC platform. You get 10% cash back on your initial deposit, guys, just so you can have more capital. So let's dive in throughout the price of Bitcoin, right? Major levels, remain patient throughout yesterday. Look, we're consolidating. It is boring. It is the weekend. We either get a leg up, test the highs, or we get a leg down and come to those support levels mentioned yesterday, either for a long or for a short trade. Perfect. We got the movement up. We hit the monthly. Very nice. We're already rejecting over $1,000 from that level. So if you did manage to get into that monthly rejection, you're in a very good position at the moment with your stop loss at break even. So let's just speculate on, okay, that is a good short. I would take a little bit of profits from that short, but would leave some open with your stop loss at break even, just in case the price finds some local support here and we get a breakthrough here and suddenly test the highs again above that monthly level. Now, what is the next resistance zone? Well, obviously we got those highs, which are very disturbing, right? We like to claim higher time frame highs, okay? It's just a beautiful zone where you want to see the price either breaking successfully or testing it and getting a failed auction to get then a much larger pullback, right? So what is interesting, if we were to claim the highs here from August, when we place a Fibonacci retracement from the highs here created in July at $70,000 to the lows here from August, the 5th of August drop, we have the 7/8 Fibonacci on higher time frame that was not tested just yet, right? We did get a move up here throughout the last week of August, right? Hitting 65K, not quite tapping the 7/8 Fibonacci. So what is interesting about this 7/8 Fib, it is just above here the highs from August, sitting at $65,400 range. So I'm very much interested in that level because it's also the top of this ascending channel. Yes, the monthly could be the high, guys, and we could be correcting down where we just maintain that short position from the rejection that we mentioned on yesterday's video update. But you've taken profits, the position is protected. What if the price? Okay, because we are looking for a cool off right now. We've been uptrending throughout the last few weeks. And if you want to fight the trend, you just need to do it at these very technical levels, right? Would I short right now Absolutely not. You know, you either short at the monthly, all right, or you just wait for higher levels. If not, you miss the short because, yeah, we are in an uptrend. We could get a bounce and go to higher levels. So shorting late is relatively dangerous. So if we do get a bounce just for, you know, speculation, right, we just suddenly find some support here, and we'll go through a slightly lower time frames now, guys, but just for speculation, hey, we find support, we get one more leg to the upside. Well, obviously a failed auction and even kind of a SFP from the 7/8, right? You test the 7/8 Fibonacci and then you reject. Something curious is that you do have the higher high resistance trend line, okay, from this channel, and that would be absolutely golden. Could this be the one that actually gets a big major pullback of several $1,000s? Obviously, I would be targeting these higher lows from the weekend if they are not going to be tested in the next coming hours or next couple of days. So if we do find a higher low here, get one more leg, then obviously I will be interested in the short position to claim the lows, all right, from the weekend, sitting at round about $62,000 area, right? That would be kind of the target zone that I would be interested. So yeah, if you did not short the monthly, well, it now is a little bit late in my opinion. We could find some support. We are in an uptrend. If we get that leg up, guys, the next opportunity zone on higher time frame, I have to say, is claiming the highs here from August, right? And hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci from the high of July to the low of August, right? That would be the ideal zone. Could it be that we are forming a 𝗬𝗏𝘀 pattern? Well, this movement to the upside is very close to the 7/8 Fibonacci. But yeah, you could speculate that, yeah, you could be forming a kind of a 𝗬𝗏𝘀 pattern here, which is a little bit overextended. I would really like to see the 618 here on the B point of a 𝗬𝗏𝘀. This is very close to the 7/8. But I have to say it is very much valid, okay? You could hit that 7/8, form the 𝗬𝗏𝘀 pattern, and then start correcting very aggressively days after hitting that level, okay? So it's not the most beautiful looking one, but it is definitely very symmetrical, okay? This wing right over here is very symmetrical to this wing. The timing is very, very similar. So have to take it into consideration without a doubt, right? 7/8, top of the channel. This is still a higher time frame level of resistance. What if the price starts correcting down now throughout the next coming hours, next couple of days? What would be the levels of interest? Well, right now, we were talking about, good support levels here, right? The higher low support trend line, sweep up the lows throughout the weekend, get the drop. Now, the main reason why I was interested yesterday of a potential dip and getting into a long position, just because the highs of Friday is a target zone. In an uptrend, you're always targeting the highs as a take profit. Now, what has happened throughout the last few hours, the highs from Friday have been tested. So that corrective move is not going to be looking too attractive because we've finished business already here, already testing the Friday highs. So I would be really, really cautious with that level of support mentioned on yesterday's video update. It's not going to be an easy scenario because if we start dropping down in the next coming hours, we'll be coming down to the support of the ascending channel, right? This is like going to be a crucial zone, right? Are we just testing it? Are we going to get a bounce? And then it finally breaks down, right? Ascending channels usually tend to break to the downside, not always, but it's going to be a tricky zone, guys. I would be definitely a little bit cautious if we start collapsing down to that zone. It's not going to be easy. I will be very much monitoring this price action with the Legends trading community if we can find some scalping scenarios. But sweeping up the lows of the weekend is kind of a must right now. You've tested the highs of the range. Well, it's time to test the lows of the range. Could we create a failed auction kind of scenario? Well, this is the only scenario that I do see available. If we do create the test of the lows of the weekend, I'm really going to remain patient here, guys, because if the price just breaks through, I'm not going to speculate in jumping into a long position here, right? The price could definitely just start collapsing down, not finding support. You get the deal, right? Low highs, lower lows, low highs, lower lows, and then just ends up breaking down. However, what I would be interested in is if we test the lows from the weekend, right, sitting at 62,300, 62,200, I would need to see the price dipping down, boom, and then recovering. I got the same plan from yesterday. Get that reclaim, get that wick down, not a successful breakdown, okay? And see a sign of strength, see some support, and get the price pumping very aggressively, getting to reclaim those lows of the weekend. And this is the scenario that I would be looking at, guys. I would just have to remain patient for the next scenario, the next move, right? I need to see that sign of strength and reclaim the levels, just like yesterday. Hey, I don't know what the price is going to do. We're ranging here, but I have some levels. The monthly level, the weekly, the one that gets the reaction is a great level for shorting, right? We need to wait for certain levels, certain movements to happen. And this is the move that I would need to see, right? If we lose the lows from the weekend, then I'm really going to be very skeptical in trying to long this area, just because the price will be very aggressive to the downside. So we need to remain patient, either find some support here and start seeing some sign of strength with bullish CVD divergence, get that price getting a pump, or either creating a failed auction from the lows of the weekend. You wick down, you start reclaiming with a very interesting move up. Get in the corrective move. I want to see a three-wave structure, some bullish CVD divergence. We could back test the lows from the weekend and then speculate on that long position if this is holding with some bullish CVD divergence, right? That's what I would want to see, to then look for the price to get the next leg to the upside. If we start breaking down, it's just going to be simple here, guys. This is a zone to remain patient, see what the price is doing, find support, get a leg up. I don't mind getting into a long position on the retracement. I think it would be relatively aggressive if you're long in here beneath the lows of the weekend, either at 62K or at 61,500. It's not going to be easy because the price could definitely get a punchy price to the downside just because we have finished business here. We have tested the highs from Friday, so we haven't got a real target zone right now. The highs have been tested, so the price can start breaking down here to the downside, right? This is going to be a zone just really to remain patient. If you did manage to catch that short from the monthly, absolutely epic. This is actually a relatively good swing short position to maintain throughout the next coming days with your stop loss at break even. It's a free trade. Not much more has to be said, guys. Just keeping it simple. Waited for the monthly level where the monthly has been hit. Now we're rejecting. You got the trade. Now, if you think in a long position, yeah, we need to see those lows from the weekend be tested, in my opinion, for any kind of long. Right now, longing at this zone where we currently at is just not an option because we've already tested the highs from Friday. If we do get supported and start pumping through, guys, just like the plan that was mentioned at the beginning of this video, claim the highs from August, and 7/8 Fibonacci with the top of the channel could be the level where we could get that pullback, especially if we haven't tested the lows of the weekend. That would be my target zone without a doubt throughout the next coming days. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing a live stream later on, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you there.